Hello everyone, hope you had a great holiday season. Today I thought I'd look at all of the Warcraft 3 Reforged icons. A lot of these are improvements on the old ones, but they also have some new icons which could give us some clues as to what additions are going to be added to the game. And it's also just really fun to see how upgraded they were able to make some of the icons. Just the resolution is amazing on some of them. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna gloss over most of them because a lot of them are just kind of improvements on the resolution. If you go to wow.gamepedia.com if you just Google Warcraft 3 Reforged icons, you can take a look at these closer. But I'm just going to kind of look at the ones that are kind of the most significant changes or improvements or whatever. Alright, it's pretty good resolution. Okay, so most of these I've seen just kind of on, while I've been playing the game, just the actual character icons, but what I find are interesting are the ones that you don't see, like the campaign ones, the item ones that I haven't seen yet, etc. One thing that's interesting, look, the Acorn, for example, this is never used in the game. Maybe it's used on the demo when you have a seed to fix a fountain or something like that, like a corrupted fountain. I think that might be one use of it, but there are a lot of icons that are just beta icons in use, but it's interesting because they still revamped them. As you can see, it's a really good resolution picture of an acorn. It's kind of funny. If you watch my models videos, these weren't ready yet. The towers for the Blood Elf tower defense level, but you can kind of tell what they're going to look like, and they all look really good. I love how they all have a high elf, Blood Elf twist to the way they look and stuff, which is really cool. Also, I don't know if I'll get to this, but this same site, Gamepedia, on the WoW wiki, it also has comparisons, which is really cool. I'm probably going to look at that on my own time, or I'll skip over if I don't know what an icon's from. But it's kind of cool because it says, if there was, what the old one was, what the new one is, and whether there's you can tell if, for example, this one is used for the item, the Cloak of Shadows. And so this Night Elf one is specifically for Night Elf Shadow Meld units, but this one is if you have that item equipped. So that's really cool. They just have improvements like that. Asterian Sunstrider is new, etc. So I might refer to that if I don't recognize an icon, but just so you know that's there for your own disposal. Alright, I think it's pretty funny that the critters have epic portraits. In the first one, all the critters were just kind of slopped on there, they look kind of confused or passive like a critter does, but I mean that is a truly epic looking seagull who looks like he could pick a fight with you. It's kind of funny. It's kind of fun to see all the altars together. They all look so amazing. Asterian Sunstrider, can't wait to see how they implement him in the campaign. I'm guessing he's just going to be on the Silver Moon Capital level when you destroy the Sunwell. Ancestral Staff is a new icon. I'm not sure what that is or what it's going to be used for, but it'll be kind of fun to find out. It looks pretty cool either way. Ancient Hydra. One thing that's cool to know is that on Warcraft 3 there were a few creep icon distinctions, mostly when they were different colors, or mostly they just say, okay, there's fighter creeps, spellcaster creeps, and ranged creeps, and they would each, within their little creep family, have their own icon. But now every single creep has its own icon, which is going to be really, really awesome. I just like how clean everything looks. There's some icons that are still kind of cartoony, like this one, but just the increased resolution, everything just makes it look so nice. I don't really like the anti-magic shell one. It doesn't look revamped at all. I think they could have made it look a lot better, especially since they completely upgraded some of the icons. As you'll see later with the Paladin spells, they could have updated that one. See, look, here's Arachnid, Earth Borer, green Arachnid. I think that's a crystal Arachnid. They still have the same icon names, but anyway, so as you can see, there's a different Arachnid icon for each type, and it matches the brand new creep type, which is really neat. We got Arcane Scroll. That's a new one. Not sure why, but I guess we'll find out eventually. Keep this icon in mind here, this Arcanite melee, which is actually Mithril Forged Swords. But this was used for an ability or I think it's an item called Searing Blade. That one has its own icon now. So remember what that looks like, because in Warcraft 3 they both used that, but now it has its own, which is really cool. It makes me wonder to what extent they're going to be like adding new icons for new items that were just sort of reskinned. It's going to be really great to see that. There's now 3 icons for Arthas, one for his normal one for when he picks up Frostmourne, and then obviously when he's an actual Death Knight. This is the one that's been added, though. It's kind of cool. They have a Frostmourne icon for him. Assassin's Blade is a new one. Haven't seen that one, but that's probably going to be pretty cool to have on the game. Hour of Darkness, like I said, this wasn't used in the game, but they revamped it anyway. Same with turning Avatar off. I'm glad they did that, because some custom maps probably relied on, these icons, and so they just made sure that those would be still usable by revamping them, even though they weren't used, which is really cool of them. I'm not going to go into too much detail with like the unique hero portraits. Each hero does have a unique portrait, which is really cool. Before it was all Pit Lords, but now there's one for Asgalor, one for Manaroth. Well, Manaroth had a green face, I guess, so that was different, but you get the idea. So I'm not going to spend too much time on those. But the dragons have different ones now. They used to all have just one, so now the whelp has his own little baby dragon face. Here's a ballista, which is interesting. I didn't see a ballista model on the map editor, but it'd be cool if they were on there still. I love ballistas. Here's all the bandit faces that all look really cool. Honestly, I am so excited that each creep has their own icon, because this just opens the doors for creating things like abilities. If this looks like an ability that you wanted to make like a charge ability or berserk ability or something, you could use it and it would look different from these other models that could be unit ability icons or something like that. But I just love how much this opens up everything. Bark skin, another unused one. Some of these icons are easier to tell what they are, which is kind of funny. Like, see, roar. I don't know if you guys are like this, like I am, but dang it, I can't really search. Okay, well, I'll just have to look alphabetically. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes icons like confuse me in terms of what they're actually depicting, and my mind kind of makes up its own story about what it is, which might be wrong. Like, see this? I didn't really see, like, from a distance, I didn't really see a bear head roaring like this. I saw, like, I don't know what I see. Oh, I think I saw, like, a beak. Like, see this right here? I always imagined, like, whenever I saw the roar icon, I just saw sort of like a beak, and, like, this was the mouth of some bird or something. But, yeah, like, even though a bird beak roaring didn't make sense, like, that's just what my mind associated with it. And I'm sure I'll find some others, but these higher resolution graphics help improve that quite a bit, so it's pretty cool. I kind of wish that they would have made these a little less cartoony, but it's fine. Yeah, not too much changes here. Got more dragons. This is kind of cool, Blade Bane armor. I'm actually going to check to see if that had its own icon. Oh, forgot again, I can't. Okay, Blade Bane armor. I know it was on the Rexar campaign, but they probably just used like an existing icon for it. Okay, we're close. Oh yeah, that's a unique item, so that looks really cool. Brand new armor icon, it looks amazing. Not too many changes here. Here's some Easter eggs for you, literally, in the Frostworm the Boneyard icon. I thought that was kind of funny. Ooh, that looks cool. That Book of Summoning. That almost looks like the book on the Warcraft movie, which is really neat. I am sorry, but I do not like the way Pandarens look. Like, that just looks weird to me. If you look at Breath of Fire, Like, that looks like an actual panda or whatever, but that just looks scary. Like, it looks like a weird, flat-faced cat person. Like, maybe that's why I hate Pandaren so much, is the way they become. Because the more I think about it, I did like the Pandaren Brewmaster, but, like, they're just creepy now. That's gross. I'm sorry for all you Pandaren lovers out there. I'm not one of them. A beta icon that wasn't used, that bowl icon, which is pretty cool. There's some new cages, which I thought was interesting. I'm not sure which ones they're going to be using. Like, if they're going to be using these for the campaign. These look more like ones that Harpies made to, like, capture the wyverns. Actually, wyverns have been officially changed to Wind Riders now. And so, like, the level called Where Wyverns Dare is now called Where Wind Riders Dare. So that's one fun fact. But yeah, those look good. It's not always nice to have new icons and new models, so new cages for you there. All right. Moving on. Oh, even the summoned units have new icons for their new levels, which is pretty neat. So the 3 levels of the Carrion Beetles. Here's Cinereous, and then Cinereous Nightmare, which is one of the bonus models you get from signing up for the Spoils of War edition of Reforged, which I have. I still don't know where that's going to be used, but it's kind of cool that they base it on the original model, I guess. Even though, now that I think about it, you probably wouldn't see Cinereous' model because you don't play as him in the campaign. But there are female centaurs now, along with their own voice set, which I'll be releasing at some point, so you can hear those. They're pretty funny. Here's some Fell Orcs and Fell Kodos and everything. They all look really good. Here's a Chaplain, which is a really cool unit. It's probably based on the Emissary. I know that's the model used in Warcraft Reforged, but now he has his own model, and the icon to match looks really good. Okay, next page. Jeez, it even has a rind on it. Wow, the attention to detail is amazing. Chemical Rage. I still think that ogre looks a lot like Shrek. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but for the Alchemist. This is new, I think. Chime? Actually, I'm not sure if... Okay, I know there was a chime thing. No, it was a picture of a gong, I think. Let me check to see if... Yeah, look, it was a gong with a log hitting the gong. So that's weird that they changed it to just like a dingling bell. That's actually a shame, because I liked the idea of this. Almost like you can make a Zul'Farrak dungeon with, a chime on it or something. I don't know. I mean a gong. The clay figurine was changed from a naked woman to just like a straight up huge-headed thing, which I thought was pretty funny. Cloud looks kind of cartoony, but at the same time I can now see what they're talking about. Before, I just kind of saw this edge of the cloud and didn't know what it was, but now I can kind of see. Yeah, that's so funny that I never looked closely at these icons before. Look at that ice. Even details like that are amazingly detailed, which is really neat. This I always thought was a tower, but it's a fist holding lightning or magic or whatever for controlling magic. That looks really neat. Corpse Explosion, or Finger of Death, or whatever it's called now. Corrosive Breath, those look really good. Moving on, here's some more epic critters. I mean, look at that bunny. See what I mean? Like, it's so funny that they made the bunny just like, let's do this, as opposed to just like a little funny bunny face. Here's a Critical Strike. Critical Strike is another one where I never knew what the picture was depicting. Where is it? Yeah, I never knew what that was. Like, now I see that it's like a blade cutting straight through somebody, but yeah, like I'm trying to see what I imagine it as. I don't know. I guess I just saw something red and I'm like, okay, Critical Strike, but it's just funny that those get ingrained in your head after all these years. Cyclone looks really good with those leaves. All the paladins have different portraits. That looks really cool. I've always liked that one in both of them. Dark Summoning. Lots of troll icons now, because there's 3 or 4 different races of them, and they all have different faces, so that's pretty cool. This one could have been a little less cartoony, but it is iconic, so I'm fine with it like that. Again, deceivers and acolytes and heretics or whatever have different models, and so they have different icons now. Oh, that's cool. Defend looks way better. I wonder if that's just because the footmen have new, like, I think they just maybe match that to their shields? Huh. Maybe that's what the footmen's shields look like, I can't remember, but looks really good regardless. Demolisher, Devour, Devotion Aura looks really good. I always laugh at Death Rock. It's so funny. Yeah, look at this. This is Divine Shield. It makes a lot more sense. It shows a shield instead of a hammer. I think it looks really good. I just don't know why out of all of them, the Paladin they changed the most. You'll see later that they changed quite a few of them, of other ones as well. It's funny that that's just a little bit changed. Doom looks really cool. It's kind of cool that they have different icons for the... well, I guess they had these on normal Warcraft 3, but it's also just kind of cool that they have the Blood Elf version and the High Elf version. Oh, that's interesting. They have just a Dragonhawk. Like, not the Dragonhawk Rider. Huh, maybe they'll have riderless Dragonhawks. That'd be kind of cool to have that in Silvermoon. You know, just have like a little flock of Dragonhawks on one part that you could kill or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool, too. The Drain ones look really good. And Draenei, moving past them. There's a ton of book icons that look really good now. This I always thought was like a hand, but it's like the Dryad's Spear. Like, I thought it was like a hand that was going like this or something. Drunken Dodge. I didn't realize that that's what the Drunken Brawler was called. I guess I didn't mention that in my video, but that's pretty funny. Drunken Dodge instead of Drunken Brawler. Oh, look at that. That looks like a straight up bite taken out of a tree. They got the layers of bark and inner wood and everything. That's awesome. Moon's Blessing. I haven't seen too many icons that are auto cast, like with the yellow bars, and I hope that that's because in the game it just is smart and detects whether the ability is auto cast or not and just puts those on, because it was frustrating to be limited by the icons whether they had that or not. Same with passive, you know, like passives have the black background, and I hope that those are just filters that you can add, that the game adds depending on what type of ability it is. So you could have like a passive ability with, you know, this earthquake icon or something. So I really hope that's the case. That looks new. Enchanted Vial, huh? Let me just check. I wonder. Yeah, that's new too. And the Enchanted Gemstone Obelisk is different as well, because this is what it used to use for that icon. Okay, Gazlowe looks really good. Can't wait to finally see him as a tinker instead of as like some goblin sappers. Entrapment Ward was never used. Oh wait, yes it was. It was an icon. So got a lot of... I do not like how the tentacles come out above their chin. It just makes them look really weird. I wish the tentacles would have come out from below. It's a small thing, but it makes them look like their faces are really weird. This is really cool. I just like how he's kind of in a like in a dodging pose or whatever for the evasion. That's another one that I didn't really know what it was a picture of. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's the same, but yeah, I never really noticed that before. Exhumed Corpses. That's another one I wanted to look at. Okay, that one they changed quite a bit. I don't know if that's like a picture. Oh, I think it's a picture of like dirt, and the blades of the meat wagon are digging it up. So they kind of just made that one just overall look more clear. Faceless ones look pretty gross. Fallen King Arthas. That's one of the other bonus models you get from Spoils of War. Still anxious to see how that works. I'm guessing he's just an alternate Death Knight skin for when you're playing melee maps or something. The female elf villager instead of just a blonde human villager. Fire? That's interesting. Is that Rain of Fire? It looks like the Rain of Fire. Okay, yeah, it's the Rain of Fire icon. But as you see with these comparisons, it's kind of cool. Before, there was just two versions of this icon flipped. Now they have it and one with like like some impact behind it, like it's gonna slam into somebody with a firebolt. Fire Gauntlet. That's a new one too. Fire Gauntlet. I wish I would have studied ahead of time to see if those were like bonus items, and I don't know. I feel like the Rexar campaign they're gonna add new icons specifically for that, but I can't remember if I've seen a Fire Gauntlet anywhere. The Flying Sheep has its own portrait now instead of just sharing the sheep one. This is why I don't like those like the bear form, the raven form. This is, I think, an owl bear form, or a moonkin or something in the beta, but they used it for Force of Nature. I don't like this at all. I wish that, I don't know, I wish that they would have just, well, I guess it's not used anymore. The real Force of Nature one is the picture of the treant, so I don't know, but it's still just so hard to tell what that was. More trolls that look really good. The creep huts have their own icons now, which is really good. Before it was just a generic knoll hut icon for all of them, but now they have their own icons. If you make, for example, like a troll race, you could have these icons to build, and they'd be... this makes me happy. The fountains have like butterflies or fairies floating around them. That's good, because in the map editor they didn't have those. And they must not have just must not have added them yet. So I'm glad they're going to be adding those at some point. Fountain of Power, that's cool. I don't think I saw that on the map editor. That looks really neat. Frost Armor. Okay, see, there's an autocast frame, but some of the other ones that don't have autocast, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but I just hope that they add that filter. Frost Guard, that looks like a new one. Yeah, Frost Guard's new. I wonder. I'm guessing that's just an item. I'm forgetting which one it was, but that's really nice. Furbolgs look pretty cool. There's Furion. I'm guessing that's Furion on the Reign of Chaos campaign, because later on he's called Malfurion, or vice versa. I can't remember. Garthok is a grunt on one of the levels. He has his own icon and model now. Oh, that's interesting. This gem used to just be a straight up green gem, but now it's got that cool gold framing on it. Gem frag... Okay, that doesn't look familiar. Let me see if that's... Okay, that's new as well. I don't know what kind of gem fragment that is, unless it's... maybe I'm forgetting a quest. Honestly, explain in the comments if you guys remember any of these things. There's a lot to go through, but help us out, and if you remember what something is, put it in the comments for the use of everybody else. Ghost of Antonidas, Ghost of Kel'Thuzad, looking good. I'm glad they kept those exchange icons. I've found that those are pretty useful. Okay, Glove of Spell Mastery. I'm pretty sure that used to just be the same icon as Control Magic, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's awesome. I love the new item icons. It makes me so happy that those are going to be added. And that's a Health Stone. Goblin Landmine, Goblin Merchant. Kind of makes me sad that the Goblin Sappers, they don't have all three faces on it. That's what one of the things was I liked about Warcraft 2, was that, you know, all three goblins were one unit and they were all like squeezing their heads into the frame. It was pretty funny, but wow, that Goblin Shredder. What did the Goblin Shredder used to have? Okay, yeah, Goblin Shredders, I don't know what this is. Like, I guess I could look closer at the Goblin Shredder, but what is this? Like, is that the front of the shredder? Anyway, looks a little bit clearer, so that's good. Gold Mine, Gold Ring. This looks really good too. I didn't know what that was originally, but it's a big stone fist. Basically for like a thunderclap version of the golem. The invisibility potion, the glass around it is invisible, which I thought was funny. Spirit Beast, lots of different scrolls and dragons. Cool books as usual. Gul'dan has a really cool portrait, and his skull looks really good too. He's a sweet looking paladin. Harpy nests, again, those might have had their own icon before, but now they look more distinct. Healing Salve. Heal looks really good. Oh, this is cool. The Heart of Cyranox before looked almost just like a chunk of obsidian, but now it's like an actual green heart that's like embedded in, I don't know, black dragon scales or something. That's one thing I realized in the models. I didn't see if Cyranox had his own model. I hope he does. In fact, I'm almost positive he does. Helm of Valor looks way different. I wonder if this was like a joke back in the day, but the Helm of Valor looked an awful lot like a Captain America helmet. I mean, it's got a star, stars and stripes, red, white, and blue, but now it's just kind of more unique with its look, so pretty good. Purple helmet. Oh, that one looks a little... I kind of like the old one a little bit better on that one, but it's fine. Hermit Crab. This is interesting. There's... Apparently the Alchemist hero changes his portrait depending on what level of chemical rage he's in, I think. I'm guessing that's what that's all about. Yeah, because it's level 1, 2, and 3. That's what I'm guessing, but we'll have to see. Avatar of Flame. What is that? Oh, okay, that's just a name for the Fire Lord. Fair enough. Here's the female Death Knight, which also has her own voice lines, and a female Demon Hunter. Those are all the heroes, basically. Night Elves definitely must be teal now, because their icons have a lot of teal in them as opposed to blue, which was what they were in Warcraft 3. I'm very happy about that. I'm not a big fan of the Hornus Cinereous. It doesn't look very natural anymore. The Hornus Cinereous in this one... Oh, I missed something real quick. This is a High Elf Runner and a High Elf Archmage, which is pretty cool. New models, and they look really great to match. Anyway, the... where was it? Yeah, the Horn of Cinereous just looked more natural in this version, you know? It looked more like it was made of wood. It had some kind of an animalistic end to it that would... that you'd blow out of, but now it's got like metal all over it, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look as much like a Horn of Cinereous that I imagined, but what are you going to do? These other horns look cool, though. I like the Horn of the Clouds. Human armor upgrades look really good. Yeah. I think that this says build, but I'm pretty sure it's the repair icon. It's funny how epic they made that. Like the hammer's like going to drive the nail in. Those artillery upgrades look really good. Not much to say about the Frost Trolls other than that one looks really cool with his hair. That looks kind of cool that they... Makes sense that the trolls would have more hair if they were in the... Ooh, Immolation looks really, really amazing. Like, I just love the detail in both of those. Moving on. Incinerate. It's just cool, again, to see the level of detail that has been put into some of them. Infernals and Infernal Stones are different, which is weird to me, because this looks like it's an actual Infernal. I see his shoulder there or whatever, but this one just kind of looks like a head, so it's kind of weird that they're swapped. I feel like an Infernal Stone, if they were going to make a unique icon for it, should just be like the head and be like a solid piece or something. Invisibility looks different. Let me see specifically how it looks different. I can't remember what it used to look like. Okay, yeah, they just sort of made him an inverted color instead. So, but it looks good. It looks more distinct. Jailer Kassan is one of my favorite units. He looks amazing. The invulnerable icon with the gold looks good. Here's the extra Jaina icon, Daughter of the Sea, Jaina. So kind of cool that they have those. Jaina Note, that's interesting. I'm sure that's in the Rexar campaign, but I don't think it was used before. Janella Deem Spring is a new unit as well. Just check out my models videos to learn more about those if you haven't already. Kill Maim looks different as well. I think that was... Actually, no, I think it had its own. Maybe I'm thinking of Arcanite Reaper, but I can't remember which ones of those were used. Anyway, Lament looks really good. If you look at this... If you look at Lament, which is I mean, it looked really cool, and they did it justice. Like, that just looks like a terrifying icy skull. Is the lamp... The lamp looks the same. I thought it was closed in the original, but nope. This is kind of weird. They only have Lava Spawn and then Lava Spawn level 2. I'm not sure why they're different. They're not even that... They look not that distinct anyway, so... Not sure what... Like, why they bothered making alternate versions. Or why they didn't have a level 3 version, but... I feel like these should have a little bit more of a glow. I guess they don't really in the old one either, so never mind. Dark Minion. The Lich King's got his own icon now. I wonder if these are just for almost for use in the editor. Like, some of those will just be more useful then, which is I'm not complaining about for sure. That'll be good. The Makruras sure look gross. Like, those lobster faces just... Ugh. Way more real. In fact, what did they used to look like? I don't remember them looking... I mean, they kind of looked like that, but they were so boxy. Oh, yeah, they just took pictures of the actual models. That's why they looked so bad in the original, but instead of drawing them. Magic Community? That's weird. Is the original Magic Community dripping like that? I don't think so. Huh. I don't know why they thought that that was... And it's also got like a nice... I thought that was an orc hand. Oh, it does have like a bracelet on it, though. I don't know. Again, never really noticed that. There's another Paladin, another Pit Lord, another Dreadlord. Okay, here's Malfurion. Okay, look, here's Malfurion with his stag, and then Malfurion without his stag. I don't know why they have an icon for both. That's interesting to me. That looks really good. It almost looks like a real hand with the mana recharge, and it's like water. Like, it just looks like, you know, a night elf dipping her hand in the water to actually have those bonuses from the mana well, or whatever, moon well, that's what it is. Mana stone. Oh, mana shield. That looks good. Okay, yeah, before it was just like a blue version of one of the desktop wallpapers with Kale, because Blood Mages used to have Mana Shield, but that looks fantastic. I love that one. Doesn't seem like they have a off button for it, though. 2 mantles. Did they used to have 2? Huh. That's odd. They were the exact same, but now they're... I don't know. That could be like an upgrade of the other one or something. There's some more books and manuals. I don't... Are they going to use this? I mean, that's... Maybe they kept it in case you wanted to use it, but I feel like... I thought that they used a different icon for the Phoenix. I'm not sure. This used to be called Mark of Fire. I don't remember looking at that in my icons video. Might have missed that one. Metapult looks pretty good. It's an unused icon. Coin. Mind Staff. That looks different. Does that have an equal? Oh. Raven Medivh is a new icon as well. I like that. Because before, it was just both this. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have that before, but now they do. Yeah, that's new. They don't have that Mind Staff, which is cool. That's a really cool Monsoon picture. Any of these could be like Hearthstone card pictures or something. They just look so good. Monster Lore, that's a new one as well. Before, it used the same icon as Shimmerglaze Roast, but now it's like an actual piece of raw meat lashed to a stick to attract monsters, which I think is pretty funny. And awesome, honestly. That's a thing that's kind of interesting that wasn't used. That's a Moss Golem. I'm pretty sure that's new. Yeah, Moss Golem's new. Mud Golem has his own. Muradin, a bunch of Murlocs and Murloc huts. Oh, and Murgle huts. Yeah, they're different, I forgot. 3 Murloc huts. I mentioned this in the models video, but in the demo, when they go to that island with the Darkspear trolls and stuff, there's these Murloc huts that are towers, and they're just tinted differently. I think it'd be cool if they made their own Murloc huts that are actual towers. This is funny. I like how the water is splashing up and dripping off the actual arrow. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, these are all kind of the Naga abilities and whatnot. Some more tomes. The Netherwing Drakes have shark heads, which is kind of unique for them. Yeah, see, Mana Shield has an on and off switch, so kind of interesting that one, other one, I mean, you could use it, but I don't know, I guess maybe it could go with this one. This one's kind of nondescript with a circle. Anyway, Night Elf Runner has a, well, she might have had her own, but it looks more distinct now. Before it just kind of looked like an archer or whatever. Okay, this is kind of cool. We got your ogres, Ogre Magi, Ogre Lords, and then you got your one-headed ogre and your one-headed ogre mage. Before they didn't have that. Whether they were too lazy to reskin or what, I don't know, or if they ran out of time. I don't know what the difference is, but before they had one-headed ogres and one-headed ogre lords, but the mage still had two heads. I don't know, maybe that was a lore thing. I don't know, like maybe only two-headed ogres could be ogre mages, but not anymore. You got the it's kind of funny too that they have like the two-eyed one is, oh actually, dang, I just realized that the one-headed ogre before only had one eye, so it was kind of like a cyclops, but now it's like this head is the warrior head and the other one's the mage head. I guess I can kind of get behind that, but here's some pretty cool orbs. Oh, the Orb of Kil Jaeden has a new one. That's awesome. Illidan has a special item in the campaign called the Orb of Kil Jaeden, and it uses this icon right here, the Orb of Death. But now it has zone, and it looks really cool. That's really cool looking. Well done there. Like you can even see the canvas of this battle standard. They definitely looked close at textures and stuff in these icons. These owl pictures are kind of funny. This face just looks a little more pinched than this one. That's the only difference. Besides, I mean, it's mainly this crest here gets kind of upgraded, but yeah, there's 3 levels of Owl Scout now. Pack Beast, Pack Horse. Hearthstone looks different. I thought the Hearthstone was like an engraving. There's no way to tell, but yeah, now they made it kind of like sticking out of it actually. Oh, the Pendant of Mana looks good. Oh, wait a minute, the Pendant of Energy. Okay, they were just different colors. Well, now they made them like kind of upgraded or something. Epic Penguin Critter, Periapt, Phase Shift, again kind of cartoony, but still looks pretty good. Fat Loot looks completely different. Fat Loot before was the Mask of Death, but now it's like a bag with something glowing in it. That's really funny. That's really cool. I like that. Yeah, see, here's a phoenix. I didn't know if that was, maybe this is just the icon for the actual phoenix or something, as opposed to the ability to summon it, but pick up item. I thought that was the funniest icon. It's so funny that they went to the trouble to even make that in the first place. Epic Critter Pig. Again, I think those pigs are a little too epic. I mean, no, I think they're not epic enough in terms of just being a boar. Like, they're just straight up swine with tusks, and it, I don't know, it just looks weird to me. This, I couldn't really tell what it was either. Like, I couldn't really see that this was actually like a person just like barfing out poisonous gas or whatever. I thought that was funny. Pocket Factories have different levels now, which is kind of fun. Oh, good. I'm glad they kept the Poison Arrow icon, because that was a fun ability to make. Polymorph's completely different, which is interesting. Maybe they just wanted to make it as distinct as possible so that no icons were copied. Before, it was the same icon as the sheep, so maybe they just, wanted to make that distinct, but pretty cool looking. I like it. And here are just a whole bunch of potions. I'm actually curious to see how many of these potions are new. None of them. Okay. Cool. They all looked really good, though. Power Generator has its own. I think it did before, though. Priest. Oh, this is cool. And we'll see this later with the Sorceress, but look at the Priest. You got the normal one from Reign of Chaos, and then the Blood Elf one. Green eyes, blue eyes. Thought that was a really cool distinction. Priestess of the Moon. There's Proudmoore. Purge. Fellhounds, Quill Beasts. Ew, they all have white eyes, which is creepy. Quill Spray, Bears, Raiders. Oh, they each have their own rally point icon now? I didn't know that. Do they? I don't see an orc or a human one, but yeah, rally point Night Elf, rally point Undead. Huh. don't know. Guess we'll find out. That's a little too cartoony. I mean, that looks straight out from like a comic book. I think they could have made that a little cooler. Or at least, I don't know, at least be consistent. Like, I don't know what made them choose to make it cartoony or not. Whatever. As long as they're distinct, though, honestly, that they're doing their job. Renegade Wizard looks pretty cool. Oh, that's the repair icon. Huh. Maybe the other one was the Orc repair? I don't know. Kind of interesting, though. Replay buttons for... Oh, cool. Okay, that's interesting, because before... Okay, we already looked at the other spell immunity thing. But... What was that one? Yeah, that one's just spell immunity, but it's like a different pose. I have no idea why they did that. Here's the resurrection icon. If you remember, it was just kind of a light shining down. Now there's got an angel in there, which is really cool. But again, yeah, the Paladin's abilities, they completely revamped, but none of the other ones, it seems. Rexar, riderless horses, nothing special there. Oh, that's kind of cool. The ring of the Jade Ring and the Ring of the Archmage look like they're upgraded. Oh yeah, that's new. Okay, cool. I'm guessing the Ring of the Archmage was a custom item, and they made a custom item in the campaign, and they made a new one. Robo Goblin. I haven't seen that model yet. I'm not sure if it was working. I couldn't get it to show up in the map editor, so I'm excited to see what that looks like when the Goblin Tinker turns into that. Runes, they look a little different. Sacred Relic, that seems new. Oh, that's interesting. I'm guessing Robo Goblin is an auto-cast ability now? Huh, there didn't used to be it, so I'm interested to see how that works, I guess. These are different. Yeah, the Sacred Relic wasn't there. The Rusty Mining Pick wasn't there. They just used the same icon as Harvest, so man, they're digging deep. Runed Gauntlets, these are all just Rexar items, so that's exciting that we'll have some unique ones there. Sacrificial Skull. Sasquatches look way different, but pretty cool. Here's some satyrs. There are also female satyrs, which mythologically doesn't make sense, but in Warcraft universe, sure. Scepter of Healing, that looks... Is that new? Yeah, that Scepter of Healing looks really good. Okay, I wondered if they were going to keep this one. Samwise Didier. He made the original icon and put his name in there. I think that's also the icon for the Bling Ring, which makes me wonder if they're going to add a new one for that in Rexar, the secret item that gives you coins. But yeah, pretty funny that we have the SD ring. Scepter of the Sea, that seems... Yeah, that's new too. Can't remember if that's like a quest item or what, but looks really good. Bunch of scrolls. The sea giants look pretty good. The seal is kind of creeping me out, the way he's looking. Yeah, here's Searing Blade. See, so it's different from the mithril weapons, which I'm excited about. All right, we got select hero. Kind of funny. Sentry looks good. Sentry Ward. Seraphil, I think that's a new one as well. Before it was just the Arcanite axes. Yeah, and that's new. And then there's 3 levels of Serpent Wards. You got the Shadow Orb Fragment. That looks cool. Before it... what was the picture before? They didn't have it? Oh yeah, because you didn't see the icon because it was a power-up. You just picked it up and it added to it. So, but pretty cool that they have it. That looks really neat. That could be a cool ability or something. Shaman Claws, that's a new one too, if you notice, because this upgrades into this, and this was originally the icon for Shaman Claws, but they made a new one. So that looks really neat. Shield of the Death Lord. So many new item icons, you guys. So cool. Shimmer Glaze Roast, yeah, see, that's the one that they used for the monster lure. But Shield of Honor looks amazing, and the Shield of the Death Lord. Those are both, at least this one I know is from Rexar, but so exciting. That's kind of cool, too, that they have a different icon for silence. Oh! I see. Okay, I didn't know what that was before. It's her finger, but like wardens have like those claws. Now that makes total sense. I had no idea what that was. That one is much better for silence. Or wait, Dark Rangers cast silence, right? Yeah, so either way, like apparently that was supposed to be a finger, but totally missed that. A skeletal artifact, is that new? Yeah, that must be new because it's duplicated there accidentally, so I don't know, I can't remember what a skeletal artifact is. Kind of sounds familiar, but I think maybe you summon skeletons? I don't know. Skull Shield, that's new too, because before I think it was a Frostworm Skull Shield, yep. And a Sky Fury Tower has its own. Slippers of Agility look different. Before they were Spider-Man socks, and now they're actual boots, which look pretty cool. I'm fine with that. Sludge Monstrosities look disgusting. This is kind of cool that they blurred it, you know, because it's like slamming against the ground, but kind of an interesting design choice. Lots of different scroll colors for making all kinds of different items. Here's the Sorceress. Again, blue eyes, green eyes for Blood Elf and High Elf. Soul Burn, Soul Gem. This, I wonder what the BL... Wait a minute. Is that BLT? Is that what it says? Spellbook. I know that that was on Warcraft 3. I wonder if they kept the... Oh, okay. It used to say BLS. Okay. I'm sure that that's the initials of an artist or something, but must have overlooked that in my Icons video as well. Alright. Spider Crabs. We got Spiderling. I never liked that icon, and they didn't really improve it much, but... well, Spider Silk Brooch looks good. Spiked Barricades. Spirit Hawk looks different. Spirit Walker Ethereal, and then normal. The Staff of Preservation. Why do they have two? That's interesting. Yeah, one and just normal and two. I know before there was only... yeah, there's only one, so I wonder if they make a new... I don't know, if it's something with the ability of that? I don't know. And the Staff of Purification, I kind of like the Unicorn Staff, but they just completely changed that. I'd really like to talk to the people who revamp these icons and learn their ideas behind why they changed certain things, because, you know, like there's, I don't know, Staff of Purification, like unicorn horns purify, so it's just weird that they would change it to like a lump of uncut stone, but... there you have it, Staff of Reanimation, that's new. Kind of silly to have a book on the end of a staff, but whatever. Stampede. Stasis Trap. Oh, there's two of those, that's interesting. Huh, I don't know why though. Maybe this one's for the icon and that one's for... oh, there's like some flex flying off of it. That's the only difference I see. I don't know if one's the unit, one's the ability or what, but... the weapons look fantastic. I really like those. That's the stop icon. Even the stop icon's amazing looking. Again, Pandarins are creeping me out. See, this is one where it totally looks fine to be cartoony. It was already pretty cartoony, and they kept that, which is pretty funny. Storm, Earth, and Fire. Strength of the Moon. Tavern, it's pretty funny with the extra bubbles at the top. Got your Elf Swordsman, Sylvanas. Sturdy War Axe, that looks new. Where'd it go? Pass it? Yeah, Sturdy War Axe is new. Before it was just the basic steel axes for Orc upgrade. Talisman. Oh, the Talisman of Evasion. Got it. Looks a little different, but... Tame Hippogriff. That used to be an icon. I don't know if it is anymore. Oh, maybe that's the ability. Like, you click that to actually mount the Hippogriff. I know that there's, like, it used to be, you had to research it or something, but can't remember. Tentacles, Tharfos, Thick Fur. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wait, is that new? Was it always called Thick Fur? I didn't know that. Yeah, it's a resistant skin or whatever, but pretty cool. I can't remember who has this ability, though. I'm not sure who has fur. Is it like the Druid of the Claw? I know that the Stone Giants have it, but there's a different icon for that one. Thorium, melee weapons for that in range. Thunderbloom Bulb, that's a new one. And it looks kind of silly if you ask me. Yeah, that looks kind of dumb. It's like a palm tree coming out of a seed or whatever, but it looks really cartoony. Not a fan of that one. Thunder Lizard Diamond, that's new as well, because before they just used that crystal thing. Thunder Lizard Egg has its own now. Well, it did, but before it was kind of hard to tell what it was, so. You got your Title Guardian and some more books. Tomb of Retraining, like a rewind icon. I can't remember if I noticed that before. Totem of Might, that looks neat. That new? It's new. Before it was that that entrapment ward with the skull. That looks way better for a Totem of Might. Oh, that's Tranquility? Oh, interesting. Yeah, before I could tell it was like a sky or something, but I never noticed it had like some kind of like lightning or whatever. Transmute looks really good. I like how they kind of lowered the contrast so it looks like real gold. Batrider's True Shot. See, the fact that they don't have a passive True Shot makes me hope that they at least have passive filters for the icons. Undead Shrine. Undead Shrine? Is that giant, like, floating skull thing? Oh, yeah. Okay, and the Mask of Death. Oh, was there a Mask of Death? Yeah, there was. Okay, so we still have this icon, but it used to be used for Fat Loot and for the Undead Shrine. And now it's only for Mask of Death, and these two have its own. So that's really neat. Undead Transport. Oh, I didn't mention this earlier, but yeah, Unload Dwarf. They still have that on there, which is pretty fun. Back when they used to have a war wagon that the dwarves could go into. So that looks different too. Unholy Aura. Just the color scheme makes it look a little bit different. It's kind of cool. That looks kind of neat, even though it's cartoony when the rest is realistic. Like, something about that just works. It kind of looks like Emperor's New Groove or something when the potions change them. Urn of Kel'Thuz's, or Urn of King Tyrannus's Ashes. That's kind of interesting. They have a third soul gem item, and I'm not sure why they would. Might be some campaign issue. Vengeance looks so much better. So much better. Oh, that's the old Vengeance icon. Oh, I hope that... I hope they at least use that for the icon for Vengeance, because that green one that they had on the Warden on Warcraft 3 just did not make sense. That's a sweet picture of a volcano. Okay, Volcanus. That's really interesting to me. There's already an icon for Firelord, but they made one called Volcanus, which I'm pretty sure is one of the random names for Firelords, but maybe that means they're going to put a Firelord in one of the campaigns. That would be neat, because Firelords were added later on, along with like the Alchemists and possibly the Tinker. I can't remember, but yeah, they added just a couple more in patches, and I know the Firelord was one of them, so he never made it into the campaigns, but maybe they will now. Maybe Volcanus will be somebody you have to defeat or something. Oh, I would love that. I hope they add stuff like that. Wall of Fire is pretty funny. It's just melting immediately from the heat. Wand of Cyclone's pretty neat. I'm pretty sure that's Atiesh, Medivh's staff, but yeah, it is. Oh, it used to be warped. That's funny. I forgot about that. I couldn't even tell it was a bird back then. I thought it was just like a club or whatever, but yeah, they stretched the icon. It's kind of funny. I wonder if that was like a timing issue, if they just like ran out of time and they're like, okay, we made it the wrong dimensions, just stretch it and let's get done. War Eagle, some different water elemental icons. I don't know if that's for the ability itself or for the unit itself, probably the units. This is interesting. This must be a new... That's new, right? Yeah. So that's the icon for the Watcher Ward item as opposed to the Sentry Ward that the Trolls cast. So it's so cool that they're just making these distinct. Waygates look way different. Wellspring looks really cool. Windwalk, I think they could have done better on that. I don't even know what that's a picture of. Maybe it's a in-joke about some kind of Japanese painting or something, because the Blade Masters are samurais. I don't know, but I feel like Windwalk they could have come up with a better one that illustrates the ability better. Wisps look kind of weird. I don't know if I like that or not. It's hard to say. I only see one of Wirt's legs, which is weird. Did they get rid of Wirt's other leg? No, it's on here. Huh, it's not on here for some reason. Wraith, yeah, Witch Doctor, that sort of thing. Not much different there. Oh, and it looks like we're at the end here. Here's the rat again. Looks really epic. Zerglings, Ziggurats, and zombies. Yep. So that's pretty much it. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If you noticed anything in terms of something I was curious about and didn't really understand at the time, please let us know in the comments below. I'd be happy to pin any that, or you know, click the love button or whatever for any that explain some of these things. But super excited for Reforged. Hope you guys are as well. We only have like less than a month left, and we can finally check that out. I can't wait to see the campaigns. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'll see you later.